Hello, beautiful people. This is Sammy from Not Your Average Globe, a safe place where we come. We talk all things mental health, spirituality, and quite a bit of tarot. This video is completely unplanned. I was going to just film a channeled message on TikTok, but recently TikTok took away the 10-minute vids and went back down to 3 minutes, and what I want to get out is more of a 10-minute, so this will be a super short video. But I just felt so strongly that I needed to share with you a conversation that me and my friend Natalia just had, and the download that I got from it. I'm at my mom's. A little short life update first. I'm at my mom's so I can be closer to my kids, so I could see them. This is my first time seeing them in over 2 weeks. It's been killing me to be apart from them for that long, so my mom offered for me to stay at her house a portion of the weeks so that I can spend time with my children whilst we are trying to get child custody and stuff and a parenting plan and stuff made and regulated. It'll be a lot easier when my oldest daughter, Gianna, is out of school for the summer, because then I can just take her with me to where I live. But right now, it's easier to just stay with my mom so that I can get her to and from school. So that's what I'm doing. It's where I'm at. This is my mom's house. It's the dude. But I just had a conversation with my friend Nat, or Natalia. She's another intuitive. She's a tarot reader and a Reiki healer. She's a beautiful podcast she just started on YouTube. It's absolutely incredible. I shared it in my Instagram story today, so go check her out. But I had a conversation with my friend Natalia, and if I can remember, I'm gonna link her channel in the Dropbox. You guys can click that and go listen to her podcast and get some incredible wisdom from her. She's amazing, and she's just starting out her podcast, but she's been doing tarot and stuff for years, and she's got some crazy good wisdom. Her and I are on a very, very similar journey. She is a mom and is going through a custody battle. I am a mom and going through a custody battle. We're both healers and intuitives. And we've just developed such a beautiful, like, predominantly online friendship. We now have each other's personal numbers and call each other and stuff, but we've never met in person, but over the last few months, it's just been so amazing. And I was talking to her today about having my daughters with me and how excited and how refreshing it is. And then as we're talking to her about that, I looked at the clock and there was an angel number, and literally right now it was 323. And so angel numbers all day long. And I got a download that a specific song was for her from her twin flames perspective. So I shared the song and I was like, channeled message from your twin. And she received it, and she received it at a time with an angel number. And she was like, oh my gosh, that's so crazy. And then later on, she's like, oh my gosh, guess what? Another song came on. A song that I literally talked about in a recent TikTok video came on. And it was just confirmation after confirmation after confirmation. She texted me and it was like 1:11 on the clock. I text her and it was like another synchronistic number. It was just crazy, the confirmations. And then she later goes on to say that she felt a really big shift going on for the Twin Flame Collective, and how she felt like union was very close for the both of us because our timelines seem to be really synced up. It's like insanely weird. Like we joke about it all the time, like, whoa girl, you know? So she was talking about that, and I was telling her about how I love that and I'm grateful for that, and how I claim that, but right now just seems terrible timing for a twin flame union, you know, because I'm going through this custody battle, and it, you know, things are getting ugly and evidence is being dug up on each other, and, you know, it seems like, oh God, this is not the right time for my twin to decide to come in, you know what I mean? And I told her that, and I shared that, like, that fear with her, and she was like, divine timing, mama. She's like, you know, everything happens, you know, according to God's will, and you know, you have to have faith, and it might be the wrong time to date each other, enter into a romantic relationship, but it might be the perfect time for an honest conversation, communication with each other. She's like, you gotta trust and have faith and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, that's true. And then I explained to her about how I recently, over the last 2 weeks, I've decided on my own that I was going to take a vow of celibacy and take a break from dating. And I gave myself the goal of I was not going to go on a date with a man, a woman, a they, them, anybody until this custody hearing was done and over with. And my lawyer said, realistically, unless the father of my children and I can sit down and come to a mutual agreement that would allow us to not have to go to court, unless that happens, that this could be up to like 18 months for me. So that's like a long time to say, you know, oh, you're not going to date, you're not going to sleep around, you're not going to, you know, any of that. But it just feels so right. I've been going through 9 years of emotional outbursts and back and forth and emotional abuse and just so much. I've gone through a spiritual awakening. I've gone through all kinds of craziness over the last 9 years. And I felt that Spirit, God, the universe, whatever you want to call it, is calling me to a time of reflection. My channel is focused so heavily around shadow work, which is very growth oriented. It's very, you know, this is the circumstances, this is the ugly bits, this is the shadow, this is the your ego, this is the bad things that have happened to you. What can you learn from it? How can you alchemize it? How can you grow from it? That's what I've been focusing all my time and energy on for the last 3 years since starting this channel. That has been my goal. This channel is not just about, you know, predicting the future and who your future spouse will be. My channel focuses heavily around healing and growth and mental health. And that's a lot of really heavy energy. And Spirit is calling me for a time to rest and reflect. And today, I had already thought that. I've been meditating on it and thinking about it heavily for weeks. And I have not talked to Natalia about this or told her about this. And then when I shared today that fear of, you know, like, ooh, I don't know about my twin coming in. I'm not really at a place where I'm ready to date. And I told her the legal reasons, like my lawyer advised me not to date, you know, because if they have any baggage or a past record or they've gone through a custody battle or anything like that, if they share things on social media and they're in my children's life, then that can be used against me in court, that I have unstable people around me. And I live in a super conservative area where it is greatly, we'll just say reputation matters here. Judges here have like traditional biblical values. So they look for things that in other states you wouldn't look for. Like they want you to take, you know, like precautions. And they don't say you absolutely cannot date. You're an adult, you can do what you want, but it complicates a custody hearing. And I was telling her about all of this. And the way I worded it And the way I verbalized my feelings and my thoughts on it, both analytically, morally, and emotionally, she responded with a message that I needed so much. And this is going to sound like a humble brag, and it's not. I'm literally sharing this for you to show you something, okay? This is not to be like, oh, I'm so great. This is to like illustrate a point to you. She said, oh my God, Mama, I am so proud of, I'm paraphrasing, I can't remember her exact words, but she said, oh my God, Mama, I am so proud of your maturity and your perspective. She goes, just listening to the way you're talking, like you're so grounded, you're so stable. She's like, I can tell the faith that you have. I can see that you mean it. I can see your growth. And she said, I just want to remind you, and this is the message. She said, I just wanted to remind you of how much you've grown and how much healing that you did even in the environment you were with the father of your kids. She's like, even in the midst of narcissistic abuse, look at how far you've grown. She said, I don't think you realize how much growth you've made over the last couple of years. And it was 11:11 when I just glanced up at the clock. I kind of laughed at first, and then I sat with it for a moment, and I thought about it, and I was like, at first it made me a little uncomfortable because I don't like to be like, oh yeah, I've grown so much, you know? I'm like very much so in process, and my life is a dumpster fire right now. So sometimes it's difficult for me to see how much I've matured, how much I've grown, how much I've learned. And I needed that. I needed her to point it out so I could sit still and go, wow, I have grown. You know, I have matured. 2:02 on the clock. I have a higher perspective. I have a stronger faith now. And it's beautiful. 12:12 on the clock. I needed that reminder from her so that I could take pause and reflect. And she confirmed, without even knowing that I was looking for confirmation or anything like that, she confirmed that I've made the right decision to take a break from dating, to take some time to just reflect and heal, go to counseling. So that way, when the custody thing is all said and done, a year from now, possibly 2 years from now, I can show up authentically, honestly, transparently in a relationship. Because there's a pattern in abuse where a lot of times the abused becomes the abuser. And I don't want to be the red flag in a relationship. I want to date to find my forever person. I'm a romantic. I want my future spouse. I don't want to be going on a million dates. I don't want to, I'm completely okay with just having sex with one partner for the rest of my life. I don't feel the need for the validation and the attention and I'm good. I have other things to focus my attention on. So I want to take this time to heal and to reflect and to grow and to focus on my stability, to focus on my career, to focus on my children and my healing. So when I do enter back into the dating world, it's with intention, it's with integrity, and I can have healthy boundaries and healthy standards, and I can know exactly what I want, exactly what I'm looking for. Because if I'm being honest right now, yes, I've grown, but I don't know exactly what it is that I want. I don't know what the future holds for me and my kids. I don't know if the goal is for me to stay here, if it's for me to move. I don't know which direction I'm moving my career in. And that's all so scary, but it's also so beautiful because it's a fresh start. It's a new beginning. It's terrifying and I'm scared, but it's spirit saying, the sky's the limit. What do you want to do? dream big. I preach it all the time to my clients, to the people that I read tarot for. You know, I show them how to heal. I show them how to press the restart button. And then I tell them, you know, I ask them, what are your goals? What are your dreams? And then I tell them all the time, dream bigger. The bar is on the floor, baby. Lift it up. Lift your standards. You can do better than that. You can have more than that. But I think sometimes because of all the things I've experienced, not just with the father of my kids, but childhood trauma and previous relationships before him and all kinds of things, I think I have allowed my self-esteem to be beat down. People tell me all the time, you're beautiful, you're smart, you're funny, you're talented, you're, you know, whatever. And there's a lot of times where I go, hell yeah, I am. But there's a lot of times where I don't believe that. Like even in filming this video, if I'm being honest, there's been like 2 or 3 times where I have had to take a hold of my thoughts because like as I'm talking to you, I'm like, oh, my foundation's the wrong color. And oh, I've got this flaky bit of skin where a pimple is healing. And oh, my hair needs to be fixed. And I'm just, I have these intrusive thoughts that are just like the emotional abuse and the degrading that I have experienced throughout the years, where that has become an inner voice. And I have to take that and I have to go, no, absolutely not. You're fucking beautiful. You don't even need that foundation. Everybody gets a pimple from time to time. Your hair needs to be touched up. Big deal. Your hair grows. That's beautiful. That's a blessing. You know, I have to take hold of my thoughts. I have to recognize them. I have to deal with them. And that takes time. It takes time to rewrite the narrative around my experiences from a victim mentality into a ownership heroine mentality, where it's like, no, I'm the lead in this movie, this play. I'm the lead. What direction do I want to move in? Because it's not out of my control. I believe in God, but my ideologies around God has significantly changed. I believe God is within all of us, and I believe that in a sense, I am God. Not in this like egotistical, like I am God, I'm the ultimate authority, but I am the God of my own life. And that the old mentality that I had instilled in me from church and from past abuse and stuff was that I had to just give everything over to God and release control. And if my life was falling apart, just pray about it. You know, just give it over to him. I've now empowered myself to go, no, I do have a level of control over my life. Of course, some things are out of my control. Of course, some things are in God's hands. Like, I don't know the outcome of this custody battle, but I can make decisions. I can take action that helps manifest the outcome that I want. I can set the intention for the direction I want to go in life. And that's what I'm doing. I'm getting intentional about my goals. And then I'm getting realistic about them and going, okay, realistically, how long is this going to take? And how can I upgrade this goal? How can I dream bigger? How can I take myself out of the box I've allowed other people to put me in, that I've allowed myself to put me in? That's the channeled message. If you catch yourself relating to that at all, no matter what avenue of your life it is, you might not be a parent, you might not be going through a custody battle, you might not be going through narcissistic abuse, but if a part of that applies to you, the message is that you need to get intentional. And then you need to take action that's in line with where you want to go. And be okay. Be open to moments of pivot, because you might be like, okay, I want this specific career. And then along the way, you might start a hobby that it was just a fun little thing, like you take up a writing class, and then you might absolutely fall in love with something else and go, actually, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. But I've already started school going to be a nurse, and now I want to be an author. It's okay to pivot. It's okay to switch it up. It's okay to dream bigger, to multiply it. That's the goal. And also, side message, I don't know why, but I've noticed a pattern in the Twin Flame Collective where in the separation phase, Spirit, the universe will tend to call you, especially the divine feminines. I've noticed it's a big pattern in the divine feminines, a time to singleness, and not singleness in the playing the field and going out on multiple dates or whatever, but true singleness, celibacy, alone time, shadow work, reflection. So if you catch yourself in the Twin Flame Collective, if you find yourself resonating with that, maybe take a moment to sit alone with spirit, with yourself, and meditate and pray on it and see if that's the right path for you. Just because it's the right path for me does not mean it's the right path for you. Baby, you do what feels right for you and God and your spiritual team and your ancestors and all of that. Do what's right for you. I'm feeling called to it. That doesn't mean that that's your journey. I never thought this would be my journey. I'll be honest, I'm not one of those who thinks that you have to wait to have sex until marriage. I'm not one of those who, you know, all of that. I just feel called to clean house energetically, to press the restart button, I have a lot of trauma around sexual abuse. And I feel that spirit is calling me to this time of celibacy and away from dating so I can do healing around that. So when I do decide to open myself up emotionally and physically to a partner in the future, it means something and it's valuable, and I have control over that aspect of my life. It's something I give freely. It's something that is intentional. It's something that means something. And I think spirit is working on that wounding with me through the act of celibacy. That might not be your journey, but if you catch yourself resonating with that, this could be a sign for you. So I hope that helped you in some way, or at the very least, at least give you a life update about me. Because of legalities, I will share what I know I'm allowed to share, but there will be quite a bit that I won't be sharing on this channel. There will be quite a bit of back and forth of me going to the town that I'm currently living in with my roommates, and then me coming to the town where I live with my mom. There'll be a lot of craziness. So in the near future, I don't know how often I'm going to be able to post. I'm going to try to do at least a video a week. My books are wide open as of right now for tarot readings. 22:44 on the clock. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, I can do them via FaceTime. I can do them via Zoom. You can pay me via Cash App or PayPal, and it helps me out. Oh, and Venmo, tremendously, because you're allowing me, by booking a private reading with me, 313 on the clock. One, it allows me to connect to the people that I've built a community with here on this channel, which means so much to me. Two, it gives me hope and motivation to keep doing what I'm doing and to not quit, even in the midst of all this craziness and all the chaos, where I might be tempted to quit filming videos and get a traditional job and so on and so forth. But three, it allows me to be able to have the finances I need to drive back and forth, because I have to drive 2 hours to commute. Until Gianna's out of school, I have to. Multiple times a week. That's a lot of gas. That's a lot of gas. And I have to, you know, I no longer have a partner that owns a business and makes a lot of money. And because I was a stay-at-home mom, he would give me his debit card and I could go get food whenever I wanted. I could go do whatever I wanted in that regards. Of course, he had say in absolutely everything. You know, if I went to the thrift store and got a dress, I would get a phone call, you know. What did you just get? You know, he had say, but for the most part, I had, you know, everything I needed. Now it's all on me, which I don't mind. I actually prefer it. But as of right now, any extra help that I could get via like financially is so appreciated. So if you've been wanting to do counseling with me, if you've been feeling called to do a private reading with me, private message me on my Instagram. I will link all the information for that below in the Dropbox. I have one account. I have had scammers in the past pretend to be me. I have one account on every platform. They're all not your average glow up. That's it. There's no underscores, no dots, no nothing. One account. My account on Instagram is set as private because I do share posts about my kids on there, but you can send me a message, and I try to check them every day. So I will get back to you within like 48 hours to book a reading with you. My prices and stuff are listed on my Instagram. So yeah, I will see you guys very soon. I love you, and I hope you have a magical, wonderful, beautiful day. And I thank you for allowing me to be vulnerable and sharing my heart.